Mm, mm. Oh, Joanne. Hi, Joanne.
Hello. I love that the first thing you come on, you get all these little warnings,
Yeah.
use the sound on your computer, but it's like, this meeting is being recorded. You have the option to leave.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that.
That's a new one. I mean, it usually says it's recorded, but it just seemed a little bolder. You can hit
Oh, well.
yes or leave. I mean, that is probably important for there may be some meetings where you don't know they're meeting and you don't know you're being recorded,
Yeah.
like that woman yesterday. This I guess she has been described as a leftist documentarian who went to the Supreme Court Historical Society or whatever and ended up taping Alito and Roberts in
Ooh.
personal conversations and kind of getting some of their perspectives or yeah, like particularly Alito in terms of it being a Christian country and all of that
Yeah.
kind of
Uh,
not surprising stuff, but embarrassing to them, thankfully. But anyway, she recorded them without telling. And this morning on NPR, they asked her, "Well, don't you think that's unethical?" And she said, "The unethical thing is what Alito is doing. It's not what I'm doing. I'm focused on me."
true.
True,
True.
true, true. Yep, yep,
Oh, God.
yeah. Ay, ay, ay. Here we are. Good morning, Bill.
Morning, Bill.
David,
Are you better today?
somewhat, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, have you been
good.
sick? Are you suffering from something, Bill?
Uh, I have sleep apnea,
Oh,
pretty significant. And when the mask gets jiggled off during the
yeah.
night, uh, I can show up to Tai Chi class very dopey and can't even make it through the form. So,
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Well, if you haven't slept, sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Morning, Bill.
Morning.
Hey, Bill.
Hi.
Hey, Bill.
Hey. How's it
Um,
going?
good. Adam just texted me that he'll log on if he can.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's better than not being able to,
Not,
period.
yeah. The bosses are here. Sorry.
Oh dear.
uh,
And Carol?
well, I'm just waiting for her to appear.
Yep, she's usually here. Yeah.
Oh, I don't have a date right in front of me, but this September we're going to be at Cape Cod again. So there'll be
Oh,
a day when I hope to be in class
oh,
in
good.
person
Oh,
Nice.
great. Maybe we can get
come
everybody here
September.
that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, September works pretty well for me. October, I'm on the road again a little bit, but
Oh, well,
the
let's,
sooner you let us know, the better, Bill.
yeah.
My schedule.
Okay. Well, yeah, I wonder if it's on our electronic calendar yet.
Oh, is this Madeline's? Is she the scheduler?
I'm hopeless doing these things.
I guess that was my answer.
uh, well,
Yeah, September 18th appears to be the date.
That you are on the Cape, though, right?
No, that's the date that's a Wednesday. That's the
Oh, that's
day
the day
I
you
would
could
do
do it.
class.
Okay, I'm gonna write that
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
yeah, let's let
Yeah.
everybody write it in. Um,
We'll be out at the Cape from that Saturday after that on.
Nice.
ah,
And you go way out to the end, right?
Yeah, we're in the sand dunes and the shacks.
Yeah,
you're
I've
They
never been
are
to them. I've
you're very
read about them.
lucky.
I know.
You're very
yeah,
lucky getting
You
that.
have to book them really far in advance.
You,
we are lucky. Well, you put your name, it's a nonprofit organization, and you join up by paying dues. If you live on the Cape, you work out at the shacks and stuff too.
Ah,
But then it's a lottery to get a week out there. So we usually go for the off season. We always have gone for the off season, spring or fall, and dates because there's a better chance then because
right.
we
Because
don't
kids are back in
have
school, people are
jobs
back
or
to
kids or
teaching.
any of
Yeah.
that stuff
yeah.
complicate our lives. So. Yeah, but this is the second. So we each are separately members so that we get a better chance in the lottery. So we've gotten it. This will be 2 years in a row, which
I
is
know.
terrific.
Yeah.
So we've
Yeah.
been doing it for a long, long time. Probably been there 15 times over the years,
Wow,
but
that's
Wow.
great.
it's
Well,
just
and September now is as good as August,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's not like the weather's terribly different. I have friends who are like down at College Pond this week. They usually go in late July, but it's going to be 90 this week. So they're fine. They're happy. They're not in the city. Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't know where Carol is, so let us go ahead.
Yep.
Mhm. Good. And there is Carol. So, hang on for a minute.
Yep. No problem.
Well,
Can't let her in.
I did let her in.
Maybe she's trying to, tick off all those boxes before you get
Oh,
in. No,
here she
recording's okay. And yeah, I
Yes.
need my computer video, audio, blah, 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 blah.
Blah, blah, blah. I like it.
Blah, blah, blah.
I was on a meeting yesterday, and Zoom decided it needed to update itself before I could even use it.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And that takes a
Really
while.
obnoxious of it. So, but
Yes.
Why doesn't it warn you? Like my computer warns me as I'm closing down, right? As
Yeah.
as I'm trying to end, it's like, oh, you could update. It will take 3 minutes. And it's like, great. Okay. Do it now.
Yep.
Not when you're running a little late for something on Zoom.
Well, we got Carol's name.
But not letting her in. Oh, here she is.
Yep.
Maybe.
Takes a while. Look at that. See the connecting to audio. That's an
Oh,
extra
yeah,
button they make you do.
Ta-da!
Sorry about that.
Good morning.
Morning.
We have done the Ting Shaw, so but we were
And that brought you to us.
yes, it did seem to.
And then you appeared, Carol. It was like magic.
So, any questions or requests this morning? Just give me a no if you have none.
No, I mean,
Oh.
I enjoy that practice that we were introduced to last week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for a lot of reasons. I can really feel the chi, feel the
Good.
So that's been
Good. Anyone else?
I revisited the slowing down the breath and moving. Tried to do that more in practicing this week, and
Mm-hmm. Good.
it's still a challenge. Well, I guess it'll always be a challenge.
Well, it may very well be, but it is a good thing to keep working on. Bill or Carol?
Nothing really.
Okay. That's fine. You don't have to. I'm just
against space.
checking in. Nothing for you, Carol?
No, I didn't get to practice too much.
Okay.
I tried some of that practice from last week at odd times.
Yeah.
Here and there. Okay, I'm just standing here. Let's do this. Let's see.
Good. Well,
It was
that's
nice to have that to just jump into.
Yeah.
Better than
Yep.
not practicing. And so that's good.
I have a very funky printer that somehow decides not to work sometimes, and you have to stand over it. So I found this is a great way to do this. You just practicing your breathing while you're waiting for the light to stop flashing at you.
Oh God.
It helps. Like, little centeredness.
Well, good. Well, we're going to continue looking at this. And today we're going to start by looking at the emotions without dealing with them one by one, because each of them does have its own peculiar characteristics. So the emotions that are downers, the inside of you starts moving more slowly until it gets down to a point where it is moving so slowly that it's actually beginning to mimic death. But if you talk about emotions revving up to where you are going to scream, rant, or rave, hold a revenge for 30 years, or you're going to have excessive I love you and all the mega and dramatic stuff that all the books and novels talk about. We're now going to do one thing that may help you recognize this. Now, this is a principle from actually the liturgies, the Taoist liturgies. And of course, I'm not going to ask you to do them in Chinese, but I want you to take a sound, and the best thing to do is to take a meaningless sound. And so I'm going to suggest that you think of pencil, because most people usually don't get too emotionally involved with their pencils, well, unless he keeps on breaking. So what we're going to do is this. I want you to start using the word pencil, thinking about it, make it easy. But I'm going to ask you to start doing what in India they call a bee's breath, which is a vibratory breath. And so first we're going to start with a low one. And you want to keep on lowering that tone until you involuntarily find yourself starting to move toward, well, sadness or depression or some other yucky emotion. So try that. I want you to make that as close to that sound as you can. Feel what that does to you. Try to make it as low as you can.
Low in pitch, David.
Low in pitch, yes. Okay. Not too easy, is it?
Oh, actually.
And then I want you to make a different one. Let the vibration get faster and rise higher. And that, and when that'll happen, and that's what will happen before you get happy, or before you fall in love, or before you have nice emotions. So, same thing, but trying to allow it to rise. So start with a low one. And then go up. I have a feeling you won't do this standing in line at the grocery store.
Probably not.
Supermarket.
Oh, I always do
The
it.
printer.
Well, I did. I know you would. So, if you want to manifest emotions, then the middle dantian alone is not going to be able to manifest that strong emotions. You need to have the lower dantian translate through your body so that it turns into a body feeling. so it turns into the strength to make a voice, to say something. So just do that, going from high to low and low to high. And as you do that, start from your lower dantian and then raise it up your central channel and then down and then higher and higher until you reach your middle dantian. And you want to keep it vibrating there and then turn it and bring it down to your lower dantian. So using the vibration, doing that movement from high to low and low to high. And as you come to each of the dantians, the lower dantian and the middle dantian, you want to let it vibrate there for a moment before you move it onward. Okay?
Okay, are the tone is there any synchronicity between the tone and which dantian, or are we?
There is synchronicity in that the lower pitch is, of course, the lower dantian, and the higher pitch
Okay.
is the higher dantian,
Okay.
the middle dantian. Yeah.
David, the pencil, I don't know whether I'm being dense, but what happened to the pencil?
I have a pencil.
let go of it.
Yeah, I do too.
That was just to get you started.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's a good question. I was wondering.
So try that. See if you can use that sound to help you identify the two dantians. Don't be shy, you can't do it wrong. You're trying to see if you can get a sense of feeling what the difference is between your lower and your upper dantian. One of the things to be aware of is that this buzz like a bee, which in yoga pranayama is actually called a bee's breath. But you have to make a vibration, and you don't really make it from your head. You want to make the sound come from your body so that it comes through your throat. So it's easy to just go up in the head, but you need to find how you can make the sound down in your body. moving from one dantian to the other. Anybody have a question here? I'm not hearing very much going on.
We'll just continue doing it.
Yes,
Okay.
that's the only way to find it.
Yeah.
Okay.
No
When you
one,
breathe,
I can't really tell you how to do it beyond what I've told you.
Yep.
But it's really pretty obvious. You'll feel it when you get it.
And I can get it breathing in and out. Are we doing it we're trying to do it?
If you can do that, that's fine. Or it can just be out and then a short breath in and then
Okay.
out. Keep on going back and forth until you can recognize what your middle dantian is. So I'm gonna okay. So you can practice when you're alone, and maybe it'll be easier. I'm feeling a real reluctance here.
Or maybe you just can't hear it. Well, Bill was, yeah. You don't hear any
Yeah.
of this? I mean, I'm
I
doing
hear
it.
some of it. I hear some of it.
Zoom is
Yeah,
not good.
I
does it?
couldn't hear much at all, but I think it has to do with the music playing on Zoom or with the audio characteristics of Zoom.
Yeah.
We can't.
If,
Oh, well,
if you try to sing in unison on Zoom, it does not work.
Right. It doesn't, right.
I
Yeah.
wasn't asking for unison.
But the singing, and once we started it, my computer, I don't know if anybody else, but I got a pop-up that said, set up professional audio in audio settings.
Uh,
Because
Ah.
as soon as it heard that sound, it just assumed something different.
Huh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, so maybe practicing this alone will be easier. And it's not that you're going to use the bee's breath when you're actually applying this principle in God's. This is really an exercise to help you really clearly, hopefully, identify the lower and the middle dantian and feel them and feel that movement from one to the other. So
I will, David, I will say I did feel that fairly easily. Yeah.
oh, good. Yeah, when you find the tone that connects, it really shows you where
Yeah.
they are.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, there was a tone in the middle dantian that felt very, very strong, and
Good.
the lower dantian, it was
It was
not
stuttery.
exact that, but stuttery and
Interesting.
Well, maybe it will smooth out with a little practice.
yeah. Or as you say, sometime when I'm alone and I can really go deep.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I certainly remember the first time I did this. I couldn't wait to get by myself and do it. So I will admit. So may you all have success with this when you're on your own. So Oh, go ahead. Is that
Well,
what?
in a former part of my life, when I was doing um, scream therapy,
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm.
roar from the lower dantian, which I had no idea what it was called, but I haven't been in touch with that roar in a while, at least not audibly.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm not sure I want to roar right now.
Oh, Carol,
Oh,
see me roar. That Helen Redding who said that, saying that.
Yes, yes. Well, that was very useful. It was very good. So maybe I do want
If you do want to roar, that's why you come to think of it. That's a relief.
Okay. So this is just the first stage in recognizing what this stuff in gods that we've worked on, and you're taking front, back, and sides to the edge of your etheric body. So that now you have each of your movements trying to start extending from that etheric body into your emotional body. And then whatever you feel, as far as you go, you want to try and make the energy flow smoothly. You want to try and dissolve and resolve anything that seems blocked. And you want to open up the same way that you opened up your etheric body. Now we have another thing. How does the middle dantian help in all of this? Now, you're just going to practice, and it isn't going to really matter how many repetitions you do, because when you're doing this practice throughout the whole flow of gods, obviously you'll do the number of repetitions you're doing. But I'd like you to stand. And just begin using reverse breathing. And start getting the energy of the lower dantian to move up your central channel to your middle dantian. And then begin doing movement 2. And as your arms straighten, take the energy from your middle dantian down to your lower dantian. And when you get down to your lower dantian, hold the energy there for a little bit as your arms keep moving. And then, when there is a natural feeling that it wants to rise, raise it up to your heart center, the middle dantian. Then hold it there for a bit. So it's always moving, but it isn't completely stopping. Now the purpose of doing this is that you have to start off this way, so that you have a very clear sensation of what is your lower dantian and what is your middle dantian and what is your central channel. Now, this is really just to kind of get the ball rolling, as they say. And now you need to understand something else. I want you to just recognize that every single time your hands go out, I want you to try and have your field, or at least your awareness of it, go past the boundary of your etheric body, which is generated by your second energy body, by your lower dantian. I want you to start going beyond it. So as your arms extend, you go beyond it. And as your arms start bending, you take the energy from what is beyond it to the boundary of your etheric body. And I want you to grow that boundary so you have some room to play with what is in your emotional body. Now we have an essential question. What is the relationship between your first energy body, or your flesh, and your etheric body? What is that relationship? These movements are clearing out. Obviously, the physical body is going into the etheric body, and the etheric body is going into the physical body. And I want you to viscerally, from your personal experience, get what that is. Now I want you to open up your emotional body, which is an additional distance from the boundary of your etheric body. And don't try and push it very far, even if it's only an inch, or maybe it's a couple of feet, I don't know, case by case. But only do it to where you can have your mind remain relaxed while you do. And now start asking yourself the question, what is the relationship between these three bodies? Keep in mind they're all you. It isn't that your emotional body belongs to George and your physical body belongs to Mary and your etheric body belongs to the dog down the street. These are all part of you. And yet there is something both different and the same about them. And this is what you want to start noticing. Now, many of the techniques for developing the lower dantian and the etheric body are always about the lower dantian being in the middle of your body. There's as much below it as there is above it. But now if you look at the heart center, there is less above it and there is more below it. But in terms of your consciousness, those boundaries are arbitrary. In terms of your physicality, they are very definite. But in terms of your consciousness and your emotions, not so much. So where are your emotions located? In your big toe? Your ears? Where are they? Now, taking the very center of your middle dantian, start to practice opening and closing, having the energy from your middle dantian emote outward to your fingertips, above your head, and downward from your heart center to your feet. So you're bringing your energy from your feet to your head, and you have your energy go from your head to your feet. You have it go from your heart to your fingertips and the crown of your head, and the crown of your head and your fingertips to your heart. And in doing this, you start having energy accumulate in the heart center. And as you've done before, let your heart center begin to expand your field from the boundary of your etheric body on the top of you, below you, to the sides of you, and in back of you. So that as your arms stretch out, you expand out. And as your arms come in, you bring the energy from that boundary in to the boundary of your etheric body. Now, it doesn't matter if in the beginning you only do this for however much distance. It doesn't matter if it's a foot or an inch or 10 feet. Because the fact of the matter is that you are energetically capable of having this go out billions and billions of miles. And the trick is to get stable in that sense. That sense of moving between your second and third energy bodies. Now, if at the moment you have an emotion that for some reason has been rather strong in you for the past day or two, you can think about that emotion. But at the level of the energy of the body, all emotions are the same. It's just they have a tendency to focus, developing upon which glands, depending upon which glands and neurotransmitters get involved. But follow that emotion as it goes from the boundary of your etheric body into your emotional body, to whatever boundary you can go at the moment. and then back into your etheric body. And follow how that effect is causing your heart center to open and close. So energy comes in, your heart center closes. When it opens, you go past the boundary. But when I say close, I'm talking about condensing, not contracting. At no point when you are doing this do you want your middle dantian to have the sense of contraction. Because when that happens inside a heart, that's how a person closes down and becomes dead to emotions, which is really a terrible idea. It is equally bad to become dead to your emotions as it is to become a screaming maniac, when your emotions are just lately going in every direction, with no regularity in their flows. So if you have a particular emotion, bring it in and bring it out. But the biggest two things you're looking for is one, a sense of your middle dantian opening when you open the field into the emotional body, and the middle dantian condensing as you bring the field of the emotional body into the field of your etheric body. And what you're looking for is smoothness and ease. Smoothness and ease. There's no need to have great dramatic experiences. If you get them, fine, but then keep on opening and closing until the dramatic experiences become very smooth and very easy. Now, for many people who have done many other kinds of energetic practices, let me just repeat that Lao Tzu's method of Qigong does not involve deliberately engaging catharsis, because many other traditions deliberately, especially when they're talking about the heart, try and include catharsis to arrive at what the pure energy of the heart is. So the next time your hands come down, just let them come to your sides and pause and relax. So what could you begin to feel about those three energy bodies and their fields?
I mean, I felt a lot. I'm not sure how to describe it.
Okay,
I
that's
mean, I
fine.
felt like as you were, kind of talking us through things that I was feeling that. I think I do have a bit of a challenge as to where that going beyond my etheric body is.
Hmm.
Um, kind of played with that a little bit.
Yeah.
But everything else, was definitely feeling.
Well, and exactly as I said, we've worked a lot with the etheric body, and hopefully you have some sense of that.
Yeah,
So you may only go an inch into the emotional body to begin with, into that field. So don't expect a huge expanse to suddenly open up. It's pretty unlikely.
yeah, yeah. I'll work on that. Yeah.
Anyone else?
Um, I had some success feeling the energy moving between the lower and the upper, I mean the middle dantian.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then when we focused on the middle dantian, I could, feel a good bit of activity there. Um, as Joanne said, I have trouble beyond the borders of the etheric body,
Yeah.
I flip-flop between thinking about it in terms of measurement, like inches, feet,
Mhm.
whatever. And I decided that that was non-productive. And
Very
I was just
likely.
going to, I'm sorry,
Very likely.
yeah, um, try to feel what was going on beyond my fingertips. Um, and I don't know. I felt good, but I don't know how to describe it beyond that.
Hmm.
Um,
So this is this is something that really takes some practice. I don't mean 5 hours a day, but I do mean that you need to really find some time to to try to work with this a bit because you it doesn't just suddenly appear. Well, it does suddenly appear in a way, but um, clarity of it all does not develop without practice.
understood.
Mhm.
Anything for either of you, Carol or Bill?
Well, I hadn't realized the emotional body is beyond the etheric body.
Right.
And so that in some ways I think of the etheric body as my invisible protective shield that's protecting me. And you want my emotions outside that? Hmm.
So
That's a
clear.
that's a different concept.
Well, so um, clearly, when we first talked about the Taoist energy bodies, probably several years ago at this point for you, Carol,
Yes.
um, I did not make it really clear so that you understood that each of the energy bodies goes out further, each beyond the previous one, but it also goes in. So the energy bodies, the 8 energy bodies actually not only expand outward into the universe, but they, if you will, expand inward. So that actually the seventh energy body is in the bone marrow. I'm going to talk more about this, not today. Well, I am going to talk about it some, but really clarifying that particular question, I'll talk about next week. But um, so clearly we can define where the physical body is. That's pretty easy. Um, the etheric body goes out a ways, whatever it is for you. It also goes in, just barely, under the skin. And the emotional body is beyond the etheric body, but it also goes inward below the etheric body, inside the physical body. So each energy body is also present in all the others.
Mm-hmm.
So, as I said, next week I'll talk more about that. Let me talk a little bit about the third energy body, the body of emotions, maybe some clarity here. If you want to, it is the third energetic body of Taoism. But the nature of emotions at the end of the day are just waves of energy. If you could actually have that wave of energy start in a person, they would feel that emotion. But we associate it with things that we've been taught are supposed to be emotions. How you should feel if you're angry, or you're sad, or you're greedy, or you're vicious, or you're kind, or if you're gentle, or if you're rough. And all of these are emotional tones. The same way that in a great symphony, you could have hundreds of tones comprising that work. You could have hundreds of vibrations which can create emotions inside of you. And each type of vibration will open the feeling of a specific type of emotion. And this is what happens inside your body. Now, we just did this thing between the lower and the middle dantians. So you can begin to recognize the middle dantian and the lower dantian. And sometimes, if you start having great emotional whatevers, by adjusting the lower dantian, you can adjust the emotions. Or if you're having trouble fully expressing your emotions, you can bring the energy from your lower dantian and into the heart center and expand what that emotion would be. So let's look at something. In the energetic bodies of Taoism, it works like this. Each one goes a distance from your body. It is amorphous, on the air, but it goes a distance from your body. And in one sense, that's true, and in another sense, it's not. But that's how they do it, just simply as a way of looking at it and getting into it. Because when you start getting into the the Tao, the eighth energy body, the entire universe is connected, and there is no such thing as distance. But when you're at the relative stage of it not being there, you can. So it is very, very clear where your physical body ends at your skin. And if you talk about where your etheric body ends, it's very clear that it ends somewhere from there, from from 3 to 10 feet, or as much as 100 feet away from your body. Some people can rouse hundreds of people in a mob, or the great orators of history can project it that far into an audience. But what about your emotional body? Your emotional body actually expands to many, many, many stars away from the Earth. To make it simple, say the first one, Alpha Centauri. And in that space, everything that is you is going out to that space. That also means that everything within the Earth, is part of that space, including everything that's on the planets and stars and solar systems, including everything that is in all the interdimensions between yours and that star. And all of that is connected to the emotional body, which is one reason why the Taoists believe that if you do something, you can literally be influencing something that is 5 star systems away from you. But it's not just that. The whole thing of astrology, for instance, at one level anyway, is based upon what's happening in our star systems. It can come and it can affect you. And the boundary of or the end of the emotional body is somewhere a couple of stars past your etheric body. So everything that's kind of floating around in the middle is influencing everything else. And some of that influence is hitting you. So this is also a big reason why one of the fundamental meditation principles of Taoism is to go beyond being influenced, so that you're actually a free agent. And it's also why you need to be careful about what you say, do, and think, because those things are going out, and that stuff is creating karma. So many Taoist practices are about clearing that space. Now, one of the things about emotions in general is that what you're seeking to do in the Taoist practice, God's plane in the clouds, is first and foremost to relax those emotions, make them smooth. And the second stage, if you have that ability at an ordinary human level, is relaxing your emotions. And it's very obvious why that's a good thing. Then eventually, it's about relaxing the content of what's inside those emotions that are going way outside of your body. Well, I'm not going to go into that much at this point, because I want to stay with stuff that is very practical. Now, as you're doing God's plane in the clouds, if you're going to try and play with your emotions, you have to go beyond your physical body and your etheric body, and somewhere out there, probably about as far as your mind can go, is your emotional body. A question now arises. How is each of your energy bodies affecting the next? And so when you clear things, it's got enough just to clear the one blockage that you're dealing with, that you're feeling. It's also to start recognizing how that blockage is connected to other blockages in your other energy bodies. So the next stage is that you're doing all of this together. So I'll send you all those notes and let you meditate on that.
Jerry, could you double check what email you're sending it to? Because I haven't gotten much from you lately.
Really?
Yeah.
I will double check. I will. I'll check and make sure. I thought I had corrected that, but maybe.
So did I, but it didn't seem to be.
Sorry about that. You can let me know what you're missing, and I'll when we get that connected, and I'll fill in whatever you didn't get that you need. So, anyone else have a question or thought at the moment? Okay. Well, play a bit with this. Thank you.
Lots to play with. Yep. All right, I'll be right back for the next class.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be back.
Okay. All right.
All right, I'm back.
And
I'm
Carol
still Voluntown Peace Trust, I see. Okay.
So Carol's stepped away for a minute. Do you have
Okay.
any questions about that part of the form that we looked at? I think it was now 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Was a few. It was a no, I think I have not done a lot of practice, but done practice in that first part of the second paragraph, trying to just round things out, check my monkeys. There are a few things. My monkey was off. Had run off into my emotional world there.
Okay.
Way Hey, where'd you go? Anyway, no, I mean, I think, and these next couple of weeks are going to be still like, and then more of a summer break. But, but I realized that in trying to go back, do the whole paragraph by myself,
Mhm.
I'm still struggling a little bit. But to one piece, but but I have the recording of that, so I just will go back and just kind of keep trying to feel like I kind of I'm yeah, getting each one more slowly for a few of them. Some of them are just like, oh, okay, and some of them are like, what am I doing again with that foot?
Yeah.
With that hand, and where are they?
Whose hand is that?
Whose hand is that, right?
um, so
But
I
I don't need that here. I mean, you've already done that. It's up to me to kind of go back and look again at that, and I don't have any particular questions for that.
well, we're
I
gonna.
don't think for that section.
One of the things I've done is um, I've broken or divided the second paragraph into four parts.
Oh,
And we worked on the first one going up to White Goose and Follow and Focus. Um, and then the second part goes up through Wave Hands. And I thought we just, you know, we can flow through the first part to have that connection, but then work on the second part um, from White Goose to Wave Hands. And make sure that
mm-hmm.
that you're clear, and even Carol might have some questions. Um, so, what I'd like you to do is stand up and flow from just from the beginning of the second paragraph through Wave Hands, and then
Wave hands. Okay.
you can go to the single whip afterwards if you want. That's an easier place to stop.
Uh huh. Yep. I know what you mean.
Okay.
I think so. Give you the best far away. Yeah, it's not one. I want them to go. Okay. Left hand.
You know, one thing I think I would say, Joanne, for you is to not rush.
Well, I think what happened was, if you probably noticed in the beginning, I was like mixing paragraphs 1 and 2. And I was like, as soon as I crossed back
Yep.
over, I'm like, I'm in the wrong place. So
Yeah.
then I had to like wipe that out of my head and start. So I think then I knew I was,
Yeah.
and then I got into it, but it was like just suddenly I was doing paragraph 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and also to think about circularity. Um, Master Joe's principle around your corners.
Yeah. And where do you see I'm not doing that? Trying to do better at Cloud Hands on that one. You pointed that out last time.
Um, well, I have a couple of things we could work on in Cloud Hands too, but um, what I would say is almost every time you complete a posture, you end and go on.
Go to the next. Okay.
And instead of finding a way of connecting and rounding that transition.
Yeah.
And part of that is I think today certainly was hurrying, thinking you had to catch up, which really wasn't
I know.
not
It's
a
like,
worry.
I shouldn't have, but yeah.
Yeah, but when you start with a confused head,
Yeah.
It's hard.
it wipes out everything else out.
Yep. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, no question. So
I hear you though. Yeah.
yeah. So let me change my camera here. So when we get to the end of that follow and focus, and then we step back and we're rotating, there's an expansion out as you go onto the right foot, and then turn into brush knee, and there's a follow and focus there. And you know, I might just say, remember that the follow and focus is lu and an, which means that you have in lu you have an out and an in, and in an there is a little bit of twisting and bending in and then out, and then we have play pipa to the side. And the one thing there that I noticed is that play pipa is an opening posture. It's not a closing one. So don't let yourself collapse in that. Make sure that you're opening in that. And then without without changing the feet, you have a rounding up, which is a bending in, and then a pulling down, and you're sinking. In this case, we're sinking all the way through that pull down and through the step, and then rounding that corner and pulling across, and then of course you have the turn, the turn to the other side, and this goes down and out. This is a push down and out. And then I think one of the places where we all have difficulty at some point or another when we've done that push is rounding all the corners here, so that we're after we've done this, we're coming back and then we're going into Pung and G, and then back and into Pung, G, Lu, on, boom, and on. So really finding how can you round those movements, keep them connected. One of the things to remember is that bending and extending, twisting in, twisting out, lengthening in, lengthening out, are all continuously going on. They never stop. They can be quite internal as long as they are present, but you want to try to avoid letting the arms get frozen in a transition, because they're moving, they're doing something. But so did I raise any questions there?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I mean it's just a matter of remembering those things.
Yeah,
Really
absolutely.
getting them into the practice so that you don't have to keep trying to remember them. They're there.
Yeah. Your down and under was quite good. The thing I was going to say about wave hands, should back up for this. Is once you connect to that ball here, as you're rotating to the right and back, notice that the right hand is higher than the left, which allows you to be able to keep rotating through the step and out, and then rotating back to center. And on the other side, you don't shift into that. On the right side, as you come back here, this is simply a rotation on the heel, and you turn the foot in, and if you can bring that back to the right hand being higher than the left, it gives you the additional rotation you need to cover the step and the expansion out, and then coming back in and simply turning. You stay weighted on the left, so the turn is all coming from the qua on the right side. So the circle to the left can easily be larger than the circle on the right. The right is going to be smaller because you're not stepping and shifting to that side. So so what I'd like you to do is start at White Goose again and just flow from there through wave hands. And just, I know you can't.
I'm not good at the names. Where's White Goose?
Right front corner.
After monkey, you do monkey, you do play big
Yep.
paw,
After
and then you do white
drive the
goose.
monkey away, you go to the right front corner into
Okay.
White
I have my
Goose.
cheat sheet with me. That's why I know all this.
Oh, okay.
See, I took what you printed. I enlarged it years ago.
Good.
Well, I probably lost it. Well, it's probably somewhere, but
Yeah, right. Somewhere in the bowels. So yeah.
Yeah.
Right. You want us to go through wave hands? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
So, Joanne, the big thing there is don't shift onto the right foot. You're only pivoting on the right heel. There is no shift to the right. There's only a step and shift to the left.
Mhm. Yeah.
See, you shifted again.
So say it again when I'm not what I'm doing, what I'm supposed to be doing. Don't confuse me.
So in in this one we step to the left and shift onto the left as we
Yeah.
circle.
Yeah.
But then when you come back, you simply pivot on the right heel. You do not shift the weight
I see.
off of the left foot.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I was okay.
each side is
I
different.
was putting the weight on my right, but it was on my right heel.
Yeah, only your right
Not on the
heel.
whole foot, but on the heel. So okay.
You got it.
Yeah, it's
You
supposed
got-
to be empty. Yes, I do remember that. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, good. Good.
No, I do remember it. Yeah, it's just like
That looked a bit better that time.
good. Okay.
Okay. So, did this raise any questions for you, Carol?
I don't think so. Just keep on keeping keeping it round.
Yep.
When I do 3 chains to the back, I
Yep.
vision Shelley in front of me.
Oh.
All that time we were really learning that, she got it and her body was just moving. So okay, just move like Shelley.
Oh, yeah. God. Okay. Well, maybe you
Oh.
can play a little bit with that
Yeah.
this week, and we'll probably work on it again next week. Just stick with this section for a couple of weeks, and
I think I can't be here next week.
oh, okay.
Double check. I have to facilitate. I might. No, I don't. I have to facilitate an international discussion on Palestine and Israel.
Oh God. Okay.
I don't have to speak. I mean, obviously I will speak. I mean, I'm not like giving, but it's War Resisters International, and it's just kind of where are we at? What are people doing? I mean, we're mostly on the same page, but there's a German group. They're a little tough on these things. They get so sensitive about Israel. Anyway. But I think, I had no control over the day and they begged me to do it. So I'm afraid I won't be here next week. But
Okay. Well,
but following that, it's in my book for every day for months.
Well, we'll see you the week after then.
You will see me the week after, and I will just remember to record.
Okay. I'll do my best.
Everybody remember. Yeah, right. Okay.
Okay.
Good to be with you all today.
Great.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, David, I will send you an email from one of my accounts that works.
Okay, good. That would be a help, and then I'll double check that I've got you down right.
Yeah, because there's one that both John and I share, and that I have one that's just Carol Irwin 108.
Okay.
Maybe
So-
I'll use that one.
Okay. That'd be fine. I just need to
You know which one?
know which one. Obviously, if you're not getting things, I didn't get it right. So,
Well, either that or one of the accounts is saying, that, well, this is non-focused or
Or whatever it is they say.
send out an invitation to this. Do you send out an invitation to this class?
Yep.
Yeah, because I haven't gotten that.
Ah, okay.
So,
Well, I'm lucky you're more skilled than I am at things, so you knew how to get here.
oh yeah, I figured out that you do it by the
Yeah, I've same password every.
same password every time.
Yeah, you can either use a personal password or choose
Yeah,
one, a new one, and I just use my personal one so that there's never a confusion about it.
yeah, that's what I do for meetings. I
Yeah.
hold and or lately anyway.
No, good. Okay. Well, send me an email and I'll. Um, I have a doctor's appointment today, but I'll this afternoon I'll send things. And if you can see lessons that you didn't get, and let me know, I'll send them to you.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, because I didn't get the last Negung notes,
Oh, really? Okay.
and I would like those.
Yeah.
Actually,
So,
the last two.
okay. Um, so send that to me,
Okay.
and I will. I have no objection to sending that information to you.
Okay. Thank you.
Of course, of course, Carol. Um, how was Shell when you went to visit?
Not a lot worse. Maybe drooling a little more. She was just holding a towel between her teeth so that she didn't.
Oh, yeah, that's
That's sad.
really sad. Yeah. Well, um, I hope you have a good week,
Thank you.
and
A lot
I'll.
of running around.
What?
Yeah, a lot of running around this week.
Yeah. Well,
But
yes.
they always are when John has his physical therapy. His therapist moved to Lisbon, so it's a
Oh,
little bit further.
yeah.
Not not time wise though, because I take 395, and so it's a lot faster road
Uh,
than the local roads. But
oh, yeah. Oh, you were seeing Sherry?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But is Kirsty still somewhere nearby?
Yeah, she was. Where was she going? She was going.
Lisbon,
Oh, Sherry's going. I mean, Kirsty's going to Lisbon.
yeah.
Oh, she's going to Lisbon too, apparently.
Oh, I didn't realize I didn't think she was. But she was
Uh,
mostly retiring.
Maybe she changed her mind.
well,
Anyway,
somewhere.
yeah, Lisbon is pretty far for you folks.
Yeah, it's a little distance.
Well,
Okay. Well, have a good week.
thank you. You too.
Okay. Bye bye.